Hi friends, good morning. How you doing? Sabrina Kathleen here. I was actually told to go outside today. The sun came out shining, and the sun is so good, and I love it so much. And my hubby knows how much I love it. So starting off the day, he's like, "Honey," because the clouds broke. It's like, whatever you do, or whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing and get outside. So I came outside to soak up some of the sun, and it was kind of nice just sitting out here, getting that, and just filling up, on the sunshine. And it was kind of neat. These self-care things, the little things that make me feel whole and complete and fill me in. For an old pattern of me, I used to think, oh, I don't have time for that, or there's so many things, and but it's really important to take care of that. That was like an old bad habit. How many people can relate to the stinking thinking where you think that, oh, I don't deserve that time out, I can't stop what I'm doing, things are too important, whatever it is, to put ourselves on the back seat. I've done that, and it happens, but I'd like to encourage you to not do that. We need to take that little moment out to, even if it is grabbing the sun for just a few seconds, while it's at, everything else will wait, but the benefits of that wonderful sunshine is just filling and nurturing and so worth it. And I love the fact that he sent me out here to get a little sun. It was kind of cool. So I came out here to drink my vitamins and have my tea, and I got a little text from my daughter, and she's like, "Mom, where are you?" And I was outside, and I told her, I was like, "Well, I'm out here." And she came out to me, and she was doing laundry. She's hasn't taken upon herself to do laundry before, but she just felt like it. And I thought that was so sweet. She's growing and maturing, and my son was working on his homework and doing his things, but they came out because they wanted to be helpful. And they wanted to see if there was anything that, like, I had in the laundry, or that I wanted. They were checking on me to see if there's anything that they could do to serve me. And I just thought that, not that I want my children to serve me, but it's just where their heart is at, where they're thinking, how they want to be of service too, and they're taking care of things. They know that, how our family all operates as a whole and a unit, and how we all work together. And that is so beautiful. It's funny because I used to, how many people can relate to this? I used to beat myself over the head thinking, oh, I've got to do it all, da, 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 da. And by doing that, we make ourselves crazy. Again, another stinking thinking, an old pattern, that we don't need to. We can recognize that and say, let's put the brakes on it. We deserve it. We're worthy of that break, of that time out. We're worthy of nurturing, our soul, and doing, taking care of ourselves. And it's not just for that, for us taking care of ourselves, but because our little people are looking at it too. Because we're setting them up. They're looking at us. How are we going to care for ourselves? How do we respond? How do we react, to everything that's going on? Are we still taking care of ourselves, or do we just keep putting out and thinking that this is the way it is, guys? Just keep self-sacrificing yourself to the appeasement of somebody else, when that's not what it's about. Again, we give what we can give when we can give, out of love and desire and want, not because out of that obligation type of thing, or something, a role, put upon you. This is what you should be doing. Enough with the shoulding. I don't think we should should on ourselves, nor should we should on one another. So it's really beautiful. We had so many lessons that came out of this. Not only did my children come out wanting, this seems weird to me, I don't know if I can go up a bit higher, it was a weird angle for me. I'm sitting kind of funky in my spot, because well, like I said, we were outside and we saw something. Oh, we were looking at bugs. So it was so cool because they came out wanting to serve me. But in that, we got a discovery, because we got to talk about rocks, we got to talk about plants, we got to talk about the bugs that were frightening them, we got to talk about nature, we got to just talk about love and bond. I mean, the kids give me hugs and loves, and those are the things that I want. Those are the things that I desire. Those are the things that fill my cup, and those are the things that make me spill out and want to give more. Those charge me up to where I'm like, bing! and it like all pops out, you know, and in there I'm not giving from a point of drain or lack or want, you know, I mean, you know, there's nothing, I mean, it's just pure, and that's where we should be. There's a should, right? That's the place where it's lovely to be at, is in that zone of just this wonderful thing that happens, and it is so new to me and so cool to see. And that's why I just wanted to share with you too, that we've got to learn to I was uncomfortable in so many things. See, with even not being able to speak, my voice doesn't want. For the longest time, I kept my mouth shut about things. My opinion was off, different from everybody else's. It caused strife or whatever. You know, like my son says now, TDB. It's his favorite thing to say, TDB, TDB, which is much politer, but exactly, TDB, you know, speak. You've got an opinion. We're all beautiful people. We're all designed uniquely for a unique purpose, you know, and we need to shine and, you know, not be worried about what it looks like from the outside, because the inside is a true gem. I'm saying that because our rocks, we love rocks. Rocks are wonderful, more part of nature. And we were playing in the path here as we were studying the spiders. The spiders, another thing that kind of frightened us, and so we had to look into that and see, why do they frighten us and what is it about it? And we were looking at crane flies. My son's afraid of crane flies at the moment, and so we were studying that too. Back to the rock. So it looks like it's nothing, you know, it's just this black exterior shell, but inside, once it's cracked open, is this magnificent, you know, crystal. And you see it, it's just beautiful. And it's like all of us. Sometimes we need to be a little broken in order to get to the gem that's on the inside. We need to be uncomfortable. The pain and the discomfort, if we lean into it, there's a jewel inside. And my point is, I didn't feel like I was worthy of self-care for the longest time, and I would feel bad doing the little things, like taking the few minutes to get a little sun on me. My husband and my children know how much that fuels me. I was at a breaking point. I've been sick, like I've told you. I've had a lot of issues. I know that it might come off looking like one thing on the outside. I have no idea how you see me or receive me or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's nice, that's nice. And if it's not, you know, whatever. Again, like my son says, TDB. It is what it is. But we all are jewels inside, you know? And we all have something unique to give. And I'm not going to let anybody squash me. I'm not going to give in to those demons that have plagued me forever, that want to should on me and silence me and keep me shoved in that box or whatever. You know, I refuse. I've been cracked open and I see the beauty on the inside. And I want my babies to be able to live the same thing, and that's the beauty of it. They are taking care. They are following my footsteps. They are already magnificent and turning out. And that was what I've been working so hard on. That's the reason why I've identified the pain points, is because I want to make sure that I am, the only thing I can do is take care of me. The only thing I have control over is me. What I do, what I put into me, what I have out of me, you know, come out of me. And my children watch that. And that's how they learn, because I can talk as much as I want. But talk is only so good, you know, it's your actions that really matter. That's what people listen to and see is the actions. And I am just so grateful, because the beautiful thing now is my children. I see it, all the beauty. They're watching, learning, and they're already there. And, you know, I was so worried. And yet I've got so much more growing to do, and we get to do it as a family. And it's beautiful. I'm just seeing all of that hard work blossom, and it excites me and ignites me. And I just want to encourage you too, that if you have an uncomfortable spot, embrace it. Because that uncomfortable spot is the area in your life that's saying, hey, I don't like this. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see what's inside of it. You know, it looks uncomfortable. but inside could be something freaking awesome. So be willing to take that time out for yourself. Be willing to nurture yourself. Be willing to fuel yourself and set the example for the people around you. You know, we're givers. I know we are, and we want to give, and we want to fill everybody's cup. But if we're doing it to the detriment of ourselves, we're not really able to give. It's harmful. Instead, we should be outflowing. It should just pop off of us, right? And then that's the best part that people get to receive. You know, today we were talking about not only the rocks, we were looking at, we were looking things up, and it popped up to ferns and bugs, and we were looking up this little, what was it called? The horsetail. There's a horsetail plant beside me with the ferns and the horsetails, and so we were looking it up and seeing, because we're always studying, we're always learning. And I wanted to be able to talk to them about it, you know, and I don't know everything. And the more I know, the more I find out I don't know. So, right? Isn't that beautiful? Heck yeah, it is. There's so much to learn and to know. There's no possible way that you could hold it all. And I don't want to hold it all anyway, especially when it's there. I like knowing the bits that I know. So we found out about the horsetail, about it has medicinal properties. And that's what I was telling the kids, that, you know, you can eat anything, but you're going to have a result from it, like, right? So it could be, we were talking about even candy. They were talking about having candy for breakfast or something like that. And what would be the result if you just had candy and you didn't have food in first? You know, if you chose to eat candy, you need to get something to drink. And, you know, about what it does to your system. And the same thing is, you can eat whatever you want, but you're going to have a response from it. So the horsetail actually has medicinal properties, which was really cool. Bella's like, we can eat our weeds. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, so what makes a weed, you know, what differentiates it? And that's another thing that we were talking about, was about how we eat, about how people have just gotten in the mindset of just eating because, oh, I want to eat, or, you know, this needs to taste good, or what have you. Whereas we're not looking at our food necessarily as fuel, because food is fuel. Everything we have is fuel. Every choice that we make is fuel, right? It's either going to fuel us or it's going to take away from us. It's either putting us on the plus or the minus. I don't know. That's my idea. Is it true or not? What do you think? Drink time. Anyway, that was my idea. So yeah, lots of talk here, but just lots of ideas my fern is getting me. So the fern and the horsetail are related, and it turns out that the horsetail plant has medicinal properties that's really good for you. So you do have a choice in what you eat and what you fuel yourself with, and how you take care of yourself. And when we, you know, look into those nasty things, we'll find our jewel inside. And that's the cool part. So just wanted to encourage you to dig in to the uncomfortable, you know, wherever you find that you have pain, that pain's trying to talk to you. You know, so listen to it. If you know, if it's a stomach ache or a hip ache or a headache or whatever, these are all things, you know, that are trying to talk to us. And when we listen to that, or just even tune into it, when we're brave enough to tune into it, we can find a really good treasure in there. And it'll manifest in so many different ways. Not only do you get healthier, it passes down on to the generations. And so I was excited. I didn't mean to, like, necessarily ready to come on. I was just sitting outside enjoying my sunshine, and then out came the children, and it just inspired me to want to share with you. So I'm sitting up here with my birds, and that I don't know. See, I guess we can, and pulling it. I was saying how we couldn't pull it, and I think that's how we discovered it, because we were weeding, we were pulling out the other little things and just playing, and how one thing leads to another. But it's just kind of fun when you have a curious, inquisitive mind, and when you look things up, and how it can inspire you and stem you off into multiple directions. And so, no smell. I don't even know how you eat it. They were talking about teas, and then I saw that they had capsules available. So it's really interesting though. But they said for good skin and a diuretic, and I can't remember all the different things that I read. I was going to share it with you, and I'll find out again what you're supposed to do. and how to eat these. I'm curious. It makes me really, really curious. So what all around us, can we eat? And should we eat? And that's the thing too, not that I want to say should, because I try to get away from shoulds, but meaning, I guess that's the whole meaning of should. You don't want to should on somebody to say, you should do this, blah, 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 but making the choice whether or not that, you're going to eat it. So I choose to eat a horsetail, and then what are the results from it? What is the payoff, right, in anything? So is it going to be a positive or detrimental? And even in our food, so a lot of times you go to a fast food restaurant or whatever, or you buy something in a box, and what are going to be the results of that crap that you're putting in your system? Is it fueling you or is it harming you? And then people wonder why there's so many illnesses and why they aren't feeling good. It's because they're filling themselves with crap that our body's not, prepared to digest and make something out of. And think about our poor little body and our computer system and what it's got to do. If it doesn't know how to process this, it's holding it and saying, what the heck do I do with this? So let's just let's be mindful as much as we can about what we're eating, or just be thoughtful, or just even stop and think about it for a minute. Maybe that's foreign, maybe that, for a lot of people. Not for me, because like I said, I've been sick for most of my life, and so I've been fighting, trying to figure out how to, make the best out of this. So this is how I make the best out of this. I've been fighting my whole freaking life, making sure that I can, keep a smile on my face and make the most out of my days and set a good example for my family and for myself and for my, my children, and hopefully, to inspire you in some small way. So I just want us all just to think about how our actions, and if you're at that place too where you have you recognize that you have difficulty receiving, know that that's a big hump, and I'm working on it now. It's kind of funny, I've even compliments, I'm like, eek! I want to either quickly hot potato them. I learned is what we do is, like, we don't want to hang on to it. We're like, psh, and toss it back to you, or we disregard it or whatever. So I recognize that. So that's another wonderful thing. I love the fact now that I get to recognize it, because for a long time I would not necessarily see things or push it off or what have you. So if you're to that point too where you're able to recognize things, then embrace it and pat yourself on the back, and don't say, oh, there's that nasty thought again. Just say, oh, okay, thank you. So what are we going to do about it? Because in that pain point, in that little nasty spot that's bothering us, is the jewel inside. And I'm so glad that you're here and you've joined me. I talked about it at the beginning, so I've been on for a while, and I'm getting ready to get off and go back inside because the sun has left me for the moment. But it was just beautiful. My husband sent me outside because the sunshine, it's not a programmed sunshine day, not what programmed, what's it called? Forecasted. So, but it did. The sun popped out, and he's like, babe, get outside and go enjoy it. And no sooner was I out here, my babies were looking for me, and it was kind of cool because it came into a really cool little love lesson. They totally filled my cup and my heart, and I'm overflowing and feeling abundant. So I just wanted to share my love and the little bit of information that I had that I wanted to be able to just share. I felt obligated to share. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop here and read for a second. Oh, you love foraging too. It's new to us. I love being outside. I always have, and I've always been like a doctor to the plants. I've been in, like, kind of nurture them and love on them and give them what they need, but I never really thought of eating them a whole heck of a lot other than what we garden, that you're supposed to garden. I used to pick berries, like with my mom and stuff. I remember that, my mom and grandma, and I loved that. And that's what I've tried to pass on to the kids, is be able to show them the edible things. And we do have a lot of natural things that we can eat, the berries and stuff. And we have our garden, our little garden. We have some things that we're growing. right now. But just the outside plants, you know, the shrubbery and the evergreens and things, I'm not going to be eating on those, and I don't think that I should. I was really surprised about being able to eat horsetail. I looked it up because I thought that they were like one of the oldest plants around. That's what somebody had told me. But before I regurgitated that again on my children and have them repeating knowledge that may not be true, I wanted to look it up. So I did. And in so of looking it up, I found out that you could, you know, that there's benefits to it. So let's see, what else did you say? I'm glad that you can relate to the way I believe, and I think that is comforting to know that I'm not out there all on my own. And that's the cool thing too, and that's what I was saying, is that we're all unique and we all have our own special gifts, but there are also other people that vibe, you know, to us and that can relate, you know, to our experiences and to, you know, what we've gone on and lived through and what we've learned. And when we can be brave enough to speak our truth and be ourself, our authentic self, you know, I don't have a stitch of makeup on. I don't even have any, I feel dry. I don't even think I put oil on last night. I have the best soak. After being in the yard and everything like that, I needed my spa therapy. And I got dinner for everybody, for the family, and that was really nice, but I wasn't feeling like eating. All I wanted to do was take a bath. So he's like, do that, babe. And I spent a couple hours in the bathtub, and I had the most phenomenal soak and time out to myself. And I put my music on, and I have my lights on and my dim lights, and it's just really peaceful and really good for my soul. You know, I burn my sage and have the window open, and I run the tap completely hot. It's absolutely straight, pure hot water, and in there I put my my magnesium chips, or malic acid. What is it? Magnesium? I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm sure it's magnesium, I think. I took a picture and I'll share always. And then I've got my ancient minerals, sea salts that I use, and then I use the clay on me, and I did the mask, and I'm in there for a long time, and it's just really wonderful. And I do a lot of kneading of the skin. There's a little therapy that I really like to do, and with the what is it called? That's another thing I was sharing. But even before I get into the bathtub, it's dry brushing, and it's just wonderful things to really wake up your endocrine system, you know, through our skin and our fascia. And it's just beautiful how our bodies are a work of art. They really are. They're just the most fabulous, fascinating piece of machinery, and we can do so much to help and heal our bodies. And so just, you know, the simple thing of touching and what we can do, and breaking up those knots. You know, we've got our skin is as fluid as like a netting, and it's really wonderful. And again, I'm keep going on and on. I should save it for another time. But it's amazing what you can do, and by just breaking these things up, and where you can feel the release. I know for the longest time I could never even touch the side of my legs. It was so painful. They called it the fibromyalgia, and it was because my stomach was so messed up and everything, and it was related. And who would have thought? Now I can touch all this, and my skin's getting softer and breaking up those painful things. And again, it's that pain point, getting into the pain things, because once you break, you know, through from the ugly, nasty stuff from the inside, is a gift, and it's a jewel. And with that, you know, breaking into that pain, getting in there and digging there and figuring it out, you know, getting into the pain, you get the healing. So hopefully I can just encourage you to dig deep into that uncomfortable spot. You know, whatever it is, whatever area in life is giving you trouble right now, if we can change our way of thinking and look at it as, hey, this isn't trouble, really, this is my friend, this is an invitation for me to stop a minute, take a time out, and look at it and really assess what's going on, because it's here to help us. These ugly, nasty ass things that are bothering us right now, that is like a pebble in our shoe, it's there for a reason. It's like your body tugging on you. You know, you've got intuition, and a lot of people are completely unplugged from their intuition. And when we can tune into that, that's when we're flourishing and we're functioning the way God intended us. to, you know, this fabulous piece of machinery that he gave us is fascinating. We are so ready to always upgrade our phones and our latest newest pieces of television or whatever. You know, not that you're watching TV, but I'm thinking of the monitors and stuff like that. It's fascinating to watch TV and things, but you think upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Everybody's on the upgrade. Let's think about upgrading ourselves, right? Let's quit staying stuck. Let's not have those demons stay in our head. Let's not have that shitty stinking thinking. Let's say, okay, put the brakes on it. I feel like a jackass. You know, if you're not reacting the way that you want to react, your kid comes to you, and if you're not just receiving them in love, and instead you're annoyed or hostile or thinking, I don't like this situation, that's a key right there to say, let's put the brakes on. You need a timeout, sweetie. You need a timeout because things are really out of alignment. And that's the cool thing about where we're at right now is that we've got timeout. So let's use this timeout in your power. Take this timeout and take your power and love on yourselves fully and completely. And anything that's bothering you, look at it and say, hello, friend. Hello, friend. What are you here to teach me? If I'm feeling annoyed, I'm out of alignment. So am I hungry? What is it? My body needs physical needs. What is it? What is it that's what I need to address? So please just dig deep into that pain point, whatever it is that's ugly, that's bothering you. It's there as an invitation to say, look, sweetheart, you need a break. You need to check something out, a break. Because what happens when we get that break? That ugly shit, turns out we find the jewel inside, right? That break is not a bad thing. That break is freaking awesome. And it all comes to self-care. All comes to self-care. You're worth it. You deserve it. And not only do you deserve it, your loved ones deserve it, right? Because when we're cool and we're in check and we're in alignment, everything else is better in our world. Everything falls in place. All of those little puzzle pieces that we wanted start falling into place. And that's kind of what inspired this too, is that, you know, I wasn't going to necessarily come outside. I had things I had to do, but my husband lovingly shoved me out here. He lovingly shoved me out here, and I trusted, and he knew what I needed. Bless his heart, his intuition. You know, we are learning and leaning into our intuition more. So I came out here. I trusted the moment, and by doing that, my little people came out here, and I just saw, again, the pieces came together. It all came together. Everything that I wanted just fell into place because I trusted my intuition, and I'm taking care of that self-care. And so I just want to encourage all of you to do that too. Embrace the uncomfortable. It's a good thing. It really is. You know, it's there. It's there to tell us something. It's not mean, and it's not a bad thing, and your life's not fucked for it, you know? It's a good thing. Take the time out and love yourself. Embrace the moment. Embrace the uncomfortable. Embrace the ugly. Because on the other side of ugly, oops, I dropped it. Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, poo, I dropped it. Oh, here it is. On the other side of ugly is phenomenal. Look at this gorgeous crystal. This beauty, beauty, beauty. That's from breaking through that ugly shit. That ugly pain point. You break through and you find something freaking awesome and yummy and shiny and great and grand and bubbling over, right? And then we don't have to fake it because it just spills out. So I want to encourage you today to do something awesome. Whether it's shoving your loved one outside to get some sunshine, you know, because you know what fills them up, but fill yourself up too, right? Make sure that you do those self-care things. You know, I was so proud of my daughter this morning. She got her own vitamins. They know how important that by filling our gut and taking care of and filling and nurturing, or not nurturing, but it is nurturing by taking care of yourself, but nutrition. They got breakfast, they got their vitamins, they knew what they needed to do. They did that on their own now because they've seen the example set. They know what to do. And my heart is overflowing. I am just beaming because they used to fight me initially on that. They were not happy people in the morning. This is huge, you know, this is huge. You can look back in the times and in my thing and see my struggles that I've had with my kids, and in the morning, and my struggles that I did not like, things that came out of my mouth or my temper tantrums or whatever, just because I didn't like it, just because whatever. I didn't know how to deal. I was doing the best I could with what I had. You know, we all were, and I'm sure you are too. We all do the best that we can. Nobody wants to be a shit. Well, maybe you do, but I don't think we do. And if you do, then you probably haven't hung in this long anyway. You're not watching me. Who's watching me are the people that are hearts, all these hearts and want to spill over, because that's what we are. We're lovers, we're givers, we're fixers, we're fuelers, we're, the life givers. And that's what we do. But if we can't do that if we don't take care of us first. So know that you need to fill your own cup. Do all those wonderful things. Don't be afraid of the ugly. The ugly is golden. So I love you. I'm going to go inside. I've got some stuff that I am going to take care of with joy now. So hopefully you can feel my love radiating off to you and passing you love, 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 and encouragement to do whatever you need to do today to care for yourself, to know that you're worthy of it. Okay? Because when your cup is full and you're full, you automatically spill out to others without even having to do anything. It just radiates. And remember, on the other side of ugly is something beautiful. So we don't have to be afraid of it. We don't have to be afraid of our own unique voice and our own message or whatever it is, or what anybody's going to think. Who cares? Like my son says, TDB, mama, TDB. It doesn't matter. We're all jewels. So on the other side of ugly is beautiful. So trust yourself today. And if you're still working on that self-trust muscle, no worries. We all are, right? I don't think we're ever going to get to the point of done, right? We just get bigger cups, or there's always lessons. There's always something to learn. That's the beauty of life and of nature, is that there's always something else. And even once the cycle's over, it's going to rebirth into something new, right? I'm not afraid of death. And I'm going to make sure I live the most out of my life. This life is gorgeous and beautiful and wonderful, and it is meaningful and meant to be enjoyed. Enjoy, right? Enjoy our life and love and flourish and, enjoying the journey. That's what it should be about, because it's our time here on earth. Make the most out of it. So, all right, I'm done for the moment. Love, love, love. Hugs. Take care of yourself. Fill your cup. Fill your soul. And work on our stretch muscles. Our stretch muscles. We're stretching our muscle, but our self-trust muscle. Yeah, I was thinking confidence and all of it that goes together. It all comes down to, it's not even, you think confidence, it's about confidence. It's not that. It's about trusting yourself, right? The ability to know that, and no matter what the hell happens, I trust myself that no matter what's going to happen, I am going to be able to deal with it. So that's all we want to do, is be our best selves, be our best example, and love to the fullest. So, okay, my loves. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Have an awesome day. Tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you're going to do, brave. And if you find some goodness on the other side of ugly, let me know too. I can't wait to hear your stories, because I know it is. So be brave. Do something that you're afraid of, and not afraid of the repercussions, because you know that it's going to, just like anything, it's going to be that little seed, and then it will flourish and be awesome. And once we break through that ugly thing, all the pieces start to fall together. It just fits. Somehow it fits. It's just magic. I don't know how it works, other than we just do it. We get brave, we do it, and it works. So, all right. Love, love. Leaving for real now. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a fabulous day. Toodles for now. Bye-bye.